Islam has been existing all along. All the prophets have brought the same message. It's only people who have distorted it over the time. That's what we Muslims believe. Now, if we take the Jewish and Judeo-Christian tradition and the Old Testament, which the Christians also accept, although the Christians follow predominantly, they follow the New Testament, or Bible as it is known. They also accept the Old Testament because Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, according to their Bible, is reported to have said that I have come to fulfill the law. So basically, he didn't come to break the Judaic law or Judaic tradition, because it was coming from the same one God. So, in Judeo-Christian tradition, usually our interest has been forbidden. Thou shalt not make upon usury thy brother, usury of money, usury of anything that is not usury. So, now, the interesting thing is that there has been a debate which has been raging on for a while. People have been saying, oh, usury is different from commercial interest, and people try to come up with all sorts of differentiations between interest, usury, riba. The thing is, if you look at this verse from the Proverbs, it says any increase. It talks about any increase. He that hath not given forth on usury, neither hath taken any increase. So absolutely any increase we are talking about, irrespective of whatever thing you fall. Again, usually an unjust gain increases. So basically, any increase is being treated as unjust gain here. Again, in Isaiah 22:12, it again talks about any increase. Now we come to Islam. In Islam, there are, in Islamic jurisprudence or Islamic faith, there are four main primary sources of faith in Islam: Quran, Sunnah, Ijma', consensus of ulama, Ijtihad, and Qiyas. Now, some of the things that we are going to cover here are going to be a bit strong. And some would say, discretion requires that you don't address such issues. Well, if the Quran can address it, if the Holy Prophet ﷺ can address it, then we should not be ashamed to discuss the realities as Quran and Sunnah clearly spell out. Riba in the Quran. Now, in the first revelation, Surah Al, that gives trust to increase the people's wealth, increases not with God. But that which you give in charity, seeking the goodwill of God, multiplies manyfold. Second revelation, and this is interesting. Taking interest has been equated with rejecting faith. We don't normally look at it like that, or we normally just read through the verse without reading it in its context as often done. At least, I have done that. I personally feel. And for their taking interest, even though it was forbidden for them, and their wrongful appropriation of other people's property, we have prepared for those among them who reject faith a grievous punishment. So here, clearly, interest is being equated with rejecting faith. Again, Surah Al-Imran, again take on double and redouble interest. That doesn't mean that you can take, that just doesn't mean that you don't take compound interest and simple interest is allowed. No, it is not allowed either. Prepare for so that you may prosper. Prepare the fire which has been prepared for those who reject faith. And obey God and prophets so that you may receive mercy. Now, thing is again in Surah Al-Imran, rejecting faith, taking interest is being equated with rejecting faith. Now this particular verse in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 275, that's very, very important, because here those who benefit from trust can be raised like those who have been driven to madness by the touch of the devil. This is just because they say create dislike and trust, while God has permitted faith and forbidden trust. Now this is a very, very interesting verse. There are a couple of aspects here which need to be highlighted. Very, very important aspects, I would say. This allegation that Quran yahan se pakad liya ya yahan se pakad liya, or it's just the same thing, you can just change the label. This does not hold good. This allegation was made 1400 years ago. People thought that it's the same thing. It was not. And that is why clearly, people used to benefit from interest and they used to justify by saying, so it's the same thing. It doesn't make any difference. Well, Allah Ta'ala has addressed that thing here clearly for all times to come. Here clearly what is being said is very, very interesting. Just because they say people benefit from interest and then they justify it, just because they say create Islamic interest. ये कहने पर उनको क़यामत की रोज़ सज़ा होगी कि वो ऐसे उठाए जाएंगे कि उन्हें जैसे शैतान ने छूकर मखबूतुल हवास कर दिया गया. Very, very, very strong words. सिर्फ ये कहने पे देखिए, अगर आपको इस्लामिक बैंकिंग का किसी को हर एक की एक्सपर्टीज नहीं होती कि भी वो इस्लामिक बैंकिंग में गहरा पढ़ के मुतालिया करो या उलमा हज़रात अपना नॉलेज हो हर किसी का, आम लोगों का, मेरे जैसे आम लोगों का नॉलेज उस तरह का नहीं है. लेकिन हमें बगैर तहकीक के ये कह देने से आइंदा के लिए, पहले तो कह दिया तो कोई बात नहीं, अल्लाह ताला माफ करेगा, अल्लाह ताला से नफरत की इंसान मांगे. लेकिन इसके बाद से आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि जी इस्लामिक बैंकिंग जो है वो सिर्फ नाम और लेवल चेंज करती है, कान यूं पकड़ लिया है या यूं पकड़ लिया है, ये कहने की गुंजाइश है ही नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि सिर्फ ये कहने पे अज़ाब है कि हमारे रोज को बता दिया अल्लाह ताला ने कुरान में क्लियर कर दिया. इसके अलावा एक और चीज है कि another thing which is very interesting over here, and that is that एक और मिसकंसेप्शन एग्जिस्ट करता है कि जी इस्लामिक बैंकिंग अगर आपने करनी है तो सिर्फ मुदारबा और मुशारका ही मेन मोड्स हैं. वेल, they are excellent Sharia compliant modes, but they are not the only solutions that we have. जिस आयत में कुरान पाक में सूद की मुमानियत की जा रही है, उसी आयत में उसका बदल ऑल्टरनेट सॉल्यूशन प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है. वहल्लल्लाहुल बैत व हर्रम रिबा. God has permitted trade and forbidden interest. So basically उसी आयत में अल्लाह ताला ने उसका सॉल्यूशन दे दिया. It's very important thing. God deprives interest of all blessing but blesses charity and loves not the ungrateful sinner. So interest जितना भी है, all blessing, the word all, तमाम blessing उसमें से निकल जाती है, तमाम बरकत निकल जाती है. So this is another very important verse. यहाँ पे the verse is O believers, यहाँ पे ए ईमान वालों, it is the believers who are being addressed here, not the non-Muslims, not the Jews and the Christians, not the mankind. O believers, that's a very important thing. O believers, give up interest if indeed you are believers. The criteria क्या दिया जा रहा है? The criteria being given over कि ऐ ईमान वालों, अगर तुम ईमान वाले हो तो तुम सूद को छोड़ दो। वेरी 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 स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्ड्स। एंड इफ नॉट, देन टेक नोटिस ऑफ वॉर फ्रॉम अल्लाह एंड हिज मैसेंजर्स। और इसके ऊपर ये पुराने काल में मुसलमानों को मोमिनों को कहा जा रहा है, ईमान वालों को। अब किसी के ऊपर नोटिस ऑफ वॉर फ्रॉम अल्लाह एंड हिज मैसेंजर के, अगर नोटिस ऑफ, जब अल्लाह ताला आपके ऊपर अगर आपका इमीडिएट बॉस वॉर डिक्लेयर करते हैं तो यू विल फील टेरिबल, वोंट यू? दैट्स वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग। और उसके अंदर जब वॉर डिक्लेयर कर दी तो उसके अंदर क्या तरीके हैं, उसकी आगे सजा भी बताइए, जिन्होंने अल्लाह और उसके रसूल से जंग की उनका क्या सजा है। अभी only reward for Al-Ma'idah verse 33, the only reward for those who make war upon Allah and His Messenger, and strive after corruption in the land, that will be that they will be killed or crucified, or their hands and feet cut off on alternate sides, or expelled out of the land or degraded. Such will be their degradation in this world. इस दुनिया में क्या जिल्लत है, and in the and thereafter there will be an awful doom. तो आखिरत में तो इससे भी ज्यादा बुराई। Now we come to remind hadith, and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is Khatamul Nabiyyin and Rahmatul lil Alameen, तो सारी दुनिया के लिए रहमत है। He is a mercy for all mankind. आलमीन, उनकी तरफ से लानत अगर हो रही हो ना, तो दिस इज स्ट्रॉन्ग, एंड दिस इज बिकॉज अल्लाह उसके रसूल का ऐलान जंग डिक्लेयर हुआ है। अब ये है कि हम बहुत सारे गुनाहों को सख्त समझते हैं, लेकिन ये है कि ये सूद का गुनाह इससे भी ज्यादा था। ये इतनी स्ट्रॉन्ग हदीस है कि इंसान रिक्वेस्ट आप खुद पढ़ लें, बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हदीस है। और इसके अंदर रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने एक चीज कही है कि जितना मर्जी सूद हो, लेकिन इसका अंजाम मुख्तसी ही है। अच्छा, यहाँ पे बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट रिबा के बारे में बहुत सारे, some of you, it would be a repetition of basic stuff, but for some of those who might be new to this gathering, I personally feel some of the basic concepts need to be explained। एक सहाबी को रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के पास 2 साल, उनके पास 2 साल की जूत थी, 4 क्वालिटी, he exchanged it with 1 quality, 1 sa or 1 kilogram से for ease of discussion of good quality खजूर, उन्होंने अपनी 2 क्वालिटी 4 क्वालिटी खजूर देके 1 किलो अच्छी क्वालिटी की खजूर ले ली और हुजूर के पास आके पेश की और पूरा वाक़या बताया। तो हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कहा कि ये रिबा है। लोगों का लगे क्या? लोगों का लगा ये टू अनडू द ट्रांजैक्शन लगे हैं। अपने 2 किलोग्राम 4 क्वालिटी की खजूर वापस ली, वो अच्छी क्वालिटी की वापस करके ये टू सेल दैट 2 किलोग्राम ऑफ 4 क्वालिटी खजूर, जो पैसे मिले उन पैसों से फिर उन्होंने अच्छी क्वालिटी की 1 किलोग्राम खजूर ली। तो in Islam we have got aqaid, sharia, akhlaqiyat. I'm coming to the part 2 of this, and within that there are ibadat and muamalat activities, and within that we are focusing on economic activities and the banking and financial activities. Muamalat or civil transactions in Islam should be free from riba, and riba is any increase without riba or equal counter value. Now, all muamalat should be in compliance with Sharia as well as the objectives of Sharia.